Fans hold up signs in the background as members of the San Francisco 49ers kneel during the national anthem. Alex Brandon, Associated Press. Weeks ago they decided they couldn't just go to this game, sit where they would be sitting and say nothing. The United States was divided, and now so was the NFL. So this was their chance to show which side they were on. Rocky Fulwiler and his 27-year-old son, Harry, made their signs last week in Manassas burgundy and gold letters, a Washington Redskins logo, and American flag. About 200 miles away in Norfolk, Anthony Johnson packed his black Colin Kaepernick San Francisco 49ers jersey and hit the road Friday, a father and his 15-year-old son spending their weekend in a polarized nation's capital before going to FedEx Field for their first NFL game. Over the past 7 days, the Trump administration has taken renewed aim at players who protest police brutality against African Americans by kneeling during the national anthem before football games, advancing a debate and further inflaming tension on social media, in parking lots and in bleachers. Rocky Fulwiler and his son, Harry, hold up their signs. Ray Casalander's Washington Post on October 8, a week before 6 49ers players knelt during the anthem Sunday in Landover. Vice President Pence briefly attended a game in Indianapolis between the Colts and the 49ers before abruptly leaving because several San Francisco players took a knee during the anthem. "I will not dignify any event that disrespects our soldiers, our flag, or our national anthem," Pence, the former Indiana governor, tweeted that day. President Trump said later that he had instructed Pence to leave Lucas Oil Stadium if players from either team knelt during the anthem. And it was a good bet he wouldn't be there long because more than a year ago it was Kaepernick, the 49ers quarterback, who took a knee and ignited a movement of the players in various sports who have protested during the anthem, none have done so with more consistency than the 49ers. "This looks like a PR stunt to me," said Eric Reid, a San Francisco defensive back who has knelt before games throughout this season. "He knew our team has had the most players protest. He knew that we were probably going to do it again. This is what systemic oppression looks like." Trump, who last month called for NFL owners to fire players who kneel, this week further intensified the debate by praising NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell for demanding players stand for the anthem. Trump also praised Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, who told reporters last week that he would bench players who protest during the anthem. "Stand for anthem or sit for game," Trump tweeted last week. A few weeks ago, Fulwiler, 60, asked his girlfriend, Sherry, to try to get tickets for the Redskins game against the 49ers. Sherry has worked at her job for 28 years, and her boss sometimes hands out his season tickets in the front row of Section 221, 3 prime seats at the 50-yard line. Last week, she called Fulwiler with a good news. And the way Fulwiler saw it, it wasn't just a day at the stadium with Washington's opponent being who it was, this was a chance to take a stand of his own. "The Niners started this," Fulwiler said Sunday afternoon. "Man, I'm just tired of it all." His son chimed in. "We can't keep anything sacred anymore," Harry Fulwiler said, and Thursday they made their signs and devised their plan. When the anthem played, with an unobstructed view of the 49ers bench, Harry would hold up one sign, "05, it read, referring to the 49ers' 2017 record, "Play football not politics," and Rocky would hold the other, "United we stand." They drove to Landover on Sunday morning and parked at FedEx Field, where some fans wore the number 7 jersey of Kaepernick, who is not on an NFL team but whose symbolic presence at NFL stadiums, 5 seasons after he led San Francisco to the Super Bowl, is impossible to ignore. "I'm wearing it because I believe in what he's doing," said Tara Williams, who along with her husband traveled from South Carolina for Sunday's game. Kevin Williams, who said he's an Army veteran, said their jersey choices were, like kneeling itself, a form of silent expression. "It's a free country, you can do what you want, wear what you want," Kevin Williams said. "If KAEP can do it, I can do it, too." Anthony Johnson, 35, also traveled a long way and had been planning this weekend for weeks. He bought his tickets in August, and when he and his son left Norfolk on Friday, he made sure his Kaepernick jersey was packed. "He's standing for people who don't have a voice," Johnson said. He and his son spent the weekend in Largo and made their way to the stadium early Sunday, filtering across the lots and through the turnstiles. Their tickets were in the third row of Section 221, with a view of the 50 and the 49ers sideline, and of the Fulwilers and their signs. "We stand for America," Rocky Fulwiler said. "We stand for the flag. We stand for football." Johnson stood, smiling, 2 rows behind Fulwiler. "As long as he doesn't block my view, I'm fine," Johnson said. Johnson said no one at the stadium had been critical of his Kaepernick jersey, though he nonetheless wondered whether, on the way back to Norfolk, he would face a complicated discussion with his son about the quarterback who made the number 7 famous, the realities of being African American in 2017, and his hope that white Americans such as the Fulwilers could see Kaepernick's movement from a place of empathy rather than of criticism alone. This nation was built on diversity, Johnson said, on a foundation of peaceful disagreement and connection born in unexpected places. A few minutes before kickoff Sunday, a father and son from Norfolk stood 2 rows behind a father and son from Manassas, from different places and backgrounds, supporting different teams and on opposite sides of a highly charged debate but on the same side of a football stadium in Section 221. "We're here to watch football," Rocky Fulwiler said from the first row. Johnson said that's all he wanted out of this day. "United we do stand. At the end of the day, I'm here to watch football," he said from the 3rd row, and though the fathers were separated by a stadium row and a bit more than that, maybe for a few hours on a bright afternoon in Landover, they could agree on that much.